What is up, everybody? It is Furious Nation back yet again, right here on YouTube.com. This is your SummerSlam 2020 review and results video. And also joining me is Adam from Twitter, good friend of mine. We've been talking for weeks now and months, and we've gotten along pretty well. And he's joining me yet again right here on YouTube.com. Right here in the Furious Nation channel for the SummerSlam review. How are you doing, Adam? Hello?
What's going on?
What's going on?
The internet is bad.
Oh.
My internet is bad. That's still a problem, yeah.
Oh.
Well, hold on.
Okay. All right.
Hold on.
All right. Technical difficulties usually, people. That's what you get with the technology nowadays. So just bear with us. So. Yes. Yes.
He's no longer Universal Champion.
Thank God, man. Thank God. Someone finally listened and did the right thing. And I wondered, did Vince wake up? Did someone wake Vince up? Did Triple H give Vince a pedigree and wake him up to have Vince finally realize that Strowman isn't it? That must have been what it was, because, like, Braun Strowman is no longer our Universal Champion. Then Braun Strowman Nightmare on SmackDown is finally over.
Now, I have a new name for Braun Strowman. I don't know if Braun Strowman can call himself Failure Strowman. Failure.
Loser Strowman.
Was an absolute abomination of epic proportions.
It brought SmackDown viewers way down.
It was an abomination.
Look what it did for the SmackDown ratings. Went nowhere.
Yeah, and the shows were worse when Braun Strowman as Universal Champion. All the guy does is run fast.
That's all he's good at. And in fact, when Roman Reigns came back at SummerSlam last night, Roman said the line. Roman was yelling at Strowman after he speared Strowman on the outside. After he attacked the Fiend, was Roman Reigns. He's like, "I made you. You ain't a monster unless I'm around." Loved it. Loved it. Loved it.
Loved that line. Savage line of the night was Roman Reigns saying that he made Braun Strowman. In fact, Braun Strowman, if it wasn't for his feud with Roman Reigns in 2017, who the fuck is Braun Strowman to WWE?
Roman Reigns made Braun Strowman, and Roman Reigns owned Braun Strowman.
Roman Reigns owns Braun Strowman.
Absolutely, positively, to the freaking moon, Roman owns Braun Strowman. Without Roman Reigns, Braun Strowman is absolutely nothing. And now Braun Strowman, and I know there's going to be salty Braun Strowman fans out there. Oh no, Braun Strowman, he's no longer Universal Champion. How could you cheer this?
Below me. Who gives a fuck about Braun Strowman? To all the Braun Strowman stands out there, to all the Braun Strowman clowns who are crying, he's Universal Champion, I don't feel any sympathy for you. I don't feel.
You know who's...
His reign is terrible. If anyone says his reign is good, I think you need mental help.
They might be on drugs, too.
I think you need... Yeah. I want to see them. I want to punch them in the face, wondering if they are drunk or something.
Well, I don't know, but it's like they don't deserve to talk about pro wrestling. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
They're not even true pro wrestling fans. Don't deserve to be talking about pro wrestling, in my honest opinion, if they think Braun was a good Universal Champion. But the title's off of him, and thank God, man. That him as Universal Champion, Braun Strowman as Universal Champion for 4 months, that did absolutely nothing for SmackDown. It did nothing for the Universal Championship. In fact, it made SmackDown and the Universal title. Worse, it brought him way here when he held that title.
Yeah. In fact, there are two good things about Braun Strowman as Universal Champion. A was when Miz and Morrison made the music "Hey Hey Hey Ho Ho" about him, making fun of him to build up for Backlash. And two was when he lost it to Bray Wyatt.
Exactly.
That's the best thing about Braun Strowman as the Universal Champion.
And the Falls Couldn't Anywhere at SummerSlam last night with The Fiend and Braun Strowman, that match was trash. How long was that match? Like what? How long was it? Like what? 5-10 minutes? How long? Hello? Not another technical difficulty.
As that main event is over, Drew McIntyre and Randy Orton. Imagine that.
That match was.
The WWE Championship does not main event for a fourth pay-per-view in a row. The WWE Championship does not main event a pay-per-view.
Pathetic. Number one title company. It doesn't main event.
Their second biggest show of the year.
Pathetic. And McIntyre and Orton, it was slow at first in the beginning. I will admit that, but Orton's the Viper that he is. That's what you're going to expect. But McIntyre and Orton was much much better than Strowman and The Fiend. What the hell? Like what the hell was that there out there in the main event? With that match.
In fact, I heard a report. There was a report from Mike Johnson, a PW insider, that Braun Strowman and Bray Wyatt was the main event, and the report was true. The report was true, and look what happened in the main event. Trash.
Complete dumpster fire trash.
Wait, hold on. Braun Strowman can wrestle better in WWE 2K20 than he does in real life. How pathetic is that?
Absolutely. But Braun's no longer Universal Champion, and thank God, man. Thank God. You know, his reign of terror is over. Braun Strowman isn't. You talk about top 3 worst world champions of all time. Top 3 worst world champions of all time is 3 Braun Strowman, 2 the Great Khali, 1 Jinder Mahal. Braun is on that list, but he's no longer champion. Thank God. Thank God. And the match wasn't even that good. And could you imagine if Braun would have retained last night? Could you imagine if that would have happened?
He was Universal Champion, yet Aleister Black is not on television.
It's pathetic. It's absolutely pathetic. But anyways.
Just look at all the talent. Just look at all the talent they have on SmackDown, and they chose Braun Strowman. Just look at all the talent they have on SmackDown. Look, AJ Styles, Matt Riddle,
Jeff Hardy.
You got Bray Wyatt as Universal Champion, Jeff Hardy, Sheamus, Cesaro Nakamura are a tag team.
Daniel Bryan.
And Daniel Bryan. And you got Braun Strowman as Universal Champion?
Even Sami Zayn and Braun Strowman are a much better choice than Braun. Sami Zayn and Roman Reigns, they're a much better choice than Braun Strowman as Universal Champion. I'd even go out and say, like, you know, even King Corbin. And I can't believe I'm saying that, actually. Even Baron Corbin would make him. Yeah, King Corbin, Baron Corbin. I'd even say Chad Gable, not Shorty G, by the way, guys. Chad Gable.
Chad Gable. Who is Shorty G to us? In fact, I take Otis as Universal Champion over Braun Strowman, to be perfectly fair with you.
And he's done nothing.
Where was Otis?
And he's done nothing with the briefcase since he won it.
When the Fiend was knocked down. Or during the match between Bray Wyatt and Braun Strowman. Where was he?
He could have cashed in. What an idiot he was with that scenario.
Does anyone realize he's Mr. Money in the Bank?
Not me.
He's holding a green briefcase.
Exactly. You know,
if you don't realize that, if you don't realize he's Mr. Money in the Bank, I don't blame you. He's done absolutely nothing with the briefcase.
In fact, give the briefcase to AJ Styles, man, right after SummerSlam, right here. You know, just give it to AJ because he technically had his fingertips on it.
Yeah, but literally, I love Otis. I know, don't get me wrong, but seriously, don't split him up with Tucker. Literally, don't split up heavy machinery to push Otis. Literally.
Yeah. Or imagine if Otis had the briefcase.
Why? How? Why?
Uh-oh. Yeah, Adam?
Really? Just really?
Yeah. Or imagine, or what if Otis cashed in the briefcase for the tag team titles?
Really? No. Really? You're gonna give up the money to the briefcase and you're gonna cash it in on the tag team championships?
That'd be That'd be stupid.
This is against the purpose. This is against the purpose of the briefcase.
Exactly. Just give the briefcase to AJ now, man. Otis, I love Otis and heavy machinery, but Otis as the main event level, I don't think he's at that level yet. He's not ready. He needs a lot more time.
He's not that ready.
As a shocking unpredictability of it was that he won it, the briefcase in May at Money in the Bank, but really he's not ready. He's not ready at all right now.
Yeah, in fact, why couldn't he cash it already? I just be done with it. I mean, the Fiend is dead. I mean, Bray Wyatt, who cares about him? No, I love him. I mean, the guy is dead. He's already 1 foot in his tombstone.
Exactly.
I don't mean the Undertaker. I don't mean the Undertaker's version of tombstone. I mean the grave.
Yes.
The graveyard.
Exactly. And
the Undertaker will not want to bury Bray Wyatt already.
And Roman Reigns back. We all know he's going to beat him, but Bray's already buried and dead. But it's like it all started with Hell in a Cell last year with The Fiend and Seth Rollins with the DQ Hell in a Cell finish. Then Bill Goldberg at Super Showdown in February. And now he's going to lose to Roman. Yeah. But now, I'm going to get your. Now,
I will not care. I will not care if Roman loses. In fact, I will not hate on Roman for beating The Fiend. Who's going to care? In fact, Roman as Universal Champion actually could make SmackDown a little bit interesting.
I think in fact, I think it would make it a lot better than The Fiend because The Fiend is dead. And plus, I like Bray Wyatt, but am I the only one that thinks that the Eater World's Bray Wyatt is better than The Fiend and like the moves that The Fiend does? And especially like The Fiend character and main event caliber thing matches with the Universal title involved. That's like, doesn't it? Like, am I the only one with that? It doesn't feel that like a big time feel. It feels like upper mid card or not main event level.
Outside of his matches with Daniel Bryan for the Universal Championship, The Fiend just didn't have any good Universal title matches after that. After his matches with Daniel Bryan at Survivor Series and then at the Royal Rumble.
Their match at the Rumble, the strap match was incredible, but that's about it. And it's like even with Bray with the Firefly Funhouse with the Universal title and the main event scene on SmackDown, that's not what it needs. That's not what SmackDown and the Universal title needs. You know, in fact, I don't think SmackDown would be that. In fact, Roman on SmackDown as Universal Champion, it's much better than Strowman, and I don't think it'd be that worse than The Fiend and Braun because what we saw last night with The Fiend versus Braun at the Falls Count Anywhere last night at SummerSlam, that match was terrible.
I mean, there's a lot of possibilities, man.
Roman Reigns, AJ Styles, sign me up. Roman Reigns versus, I don't know, Jeff Hardy. That would be great.
Yeah, that would be great. Jeff Hardy is the IC champion. Why don't you do Roman Reigns versus Braun Strowman at Payback to see who faces Bray Wyatt and have Roman beat Strowman after what happened tonight at SummerSlam. Have Roman beat Strowman and then have Roman beat Bray Wyatt for the Universal title. Hey, but who's gonna care? Who's gonna care? Well, who's gonna care? Bray Wyatt is dead. Just give him a loss to Roman and just take him off television. Seriously.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Or maybe they could move the Fiend back to Raw with the October draft. But anyways, I mean, your thoughts on Roman Reigns coming back?
It was unexpected. It was absolutely unexpected that he came back.
Yeah.
I didn't even expect. They said the tagline, "You'll never see it coming." In fact, I didn't even see it coming that he was gonna come back. Especially that he does not want to work in the pandemic, but he wants to work. He's gotta work.
And I think I've heard a report not long ago because the Amway Center or Thunderdome, quote unquote, is a bigger space in the PC, it's some lower risk for COVID. From what I've read.
I mean, there's no fans in attendance. I mean, there's just virtual fans with videos.
For now, at least.
So Roman Reigns can work. Yeah, from now on. I mean, Roman can work whatever he wants to.
Exactly. And he looks great, too. And he looks great. And I do kind of like his t-shirt. Wreck everyone and leave. Your thoughts on that?
His t-shirt, yeah. Wreck everybody and leave.
It showed with his attack last night.
I wish he...
Go ahead.
I wish Roman could wreck Vince McMahon and Kevin Bruce Pritchard and leave them broken in pieces so they don't book Raw and SmackDown and make them look as garbage as they already are.
Yeah. Yeah, right now. Also, do you think Roman turned heel? It looked like he seemed heelish, and I noticed no shield vest and no, like, the Truth Reigns theme song that Roman Reigns did have before he returned last night. That music never went off. I wonder, no shield vest. Your thoughts on that?
I mean, Roman Reigns always. Anytime Roman Reigns just comes out with his vest. I mean, he doesn't work with a jeans and with having a t-shirt. Well, I'm like, maybe the time when he announced he had leukemia and then when he came back. But whenever he shows up always in his vest, mostly.
Yeah.
It's kind of surprising that he entered with a t-shirt.
Now, do you think Roman Reigns turned heel? He kind of acted kind of heelish out there. Now, I'd love to see a heel Roman, and we don't know if Roman's heel or not. And this gets us to watch SmackDown Friday. So this is going to be interesting come Friday.
Kind of he's a heel. I mean, there were reports of The Fiend turning babyface and Braun Strowman turning heel. I mean, well, Roman is a babyface. I mean, he attacked in the match. Does that make him the babyface? Or does that The Fiend is a babyface and Braun is a heel or a babyface, but between he's a heel, and Roman attacked both of them. So does that make him the heel?
Well, he attacked the Fiend.
I'll have to find out on SmackDown.
Well, the way he attacked the Fiend, he speared him, but then right after he did like the multiple punches, and that usually indicates that you're a heel. He may have turned heel. Plus, his mannerisms kind of screamed heel, and he didn't do the ooh-ah with his spear like he usually does. He didn't do that. So maybe he is heel. I don't know. But if he is a heel, I'm for it. But, but whether he's heel or face or doesn't matter, I think him.
If Roman is a heel, I get it.
Yeah. But he might be a heel, to be honest.
A heel, it doesn't matter. I mean, a heel, face is heel.
Yeah. It doesn't matter what he is right now.
Heel, I could get behind that. If he's a heel.
Yeah, I remember Batista was a great heel in the 809. Roman plays a better heel, to be honest. But no matter what he is, I think I'm happy to see him back. And I think this is a good thing for us and for SmackDown, because before he came back last night, SmackDown was terrible, man. No lack of star power. The Fiend and Braun are not the answer for SmackDown in the ratings and the Universal title. Their feud was trash.
Yeah.
Look at their match last night. Boring match or what?
The best thing about the false count anymore match was when Roman Reigns came up after the match. Legitimately.
Yeah. Yeah. Bottom line, that. But happy to see Roman Reigns back. And I don't think this is a bad thing for SmackDown at all. I think it might actually make them better. A little bit better.
Yeah.
And imagine if Buddy Murphy gets drafted back to SmackDown this October with the draft, and we get Buddy Murphy versus Roman Reigns again. Part 2.
Yeah. Yeah, because their match last year was awesome. And Roman made Buddy Murphy look good.
Absolutely.
I mean, let's see what happens. Let's see what happens, bro. Let's see what happens.
Yes. Hopefully we get that, but we'll see what happens, like you said. But yeah, SummerSlam. Was it a bad show? It was I would say it's a decent show. Not great. Now, before we get started, I was going to do a SummerSlam preview predictions video right here in the Furious Nation channel on YouTube.com, but the build to SummerSlam, guys, was so bad. I just didn't have the energy just to do it. So I didn't do it because of that, because the build was so bad, and the build was crap going into SummerSlam last night. But last night, and I'll say, I'm not afraid, because when I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Last night was not a bad show. It was a decent show. We had some good, some bad, but all in all, it was a decent show last night at SummerSlam. Now, what did you thought was better, SummerSlam or TakeOver 30?
In my opinion, I think it was TakeOver. As always, it was the better show than SummerSlam.
Yeah, I agree. TakeOver's always better. TakeOver's always the better show. TakeOver's always the better show. But all in all, SummerSlam was a decent show. And SmackDown should be interesting Friday with Roman Reigns. And I think the talk of the town now is Roman Reigns. So happy to see him back. But again, SummerSlam, I expected a bad show last night, a train wreck of a show last night, but we actually got a decent show. We got some good matches out there. It's like Asuka, Sasha, Dominic Mysterio, Seth Rollins. But we're going to go over that right here, right now on the Furious Nation channel. Thank you, guys, so much for joining Adam and I right here on the Furious Nation channel. And this is your SummerSlam 2020 review here, right here on YouTube.com, Furious Nation YouTube channel. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the like button on this video. Don't remember to hit the bell for all notifications as well. Follow me on Twitter at FioriNick579 on Twitter. You can follow Adam on Twitter as well. Follow me on Instagram at NicholasFiore2014 over Instagram. And you can add me as a friend on Facebook. And you can add Adam as a friend on Facebook as well. And that is that. SummerSlam 2020 review and results. Pre-show. Apollo Crews MVP. United States Championship. To be honest, I didn't even watch this match because that's how much I cared for Apollo Crews versus MVP. We've seen this, a billion times, so why would I care to watch this again and on the pre-show? So your thoughts?
MVP and Apollo Crews on the pre-show. Great. Oh, so that's how much WWE cares about Apollo Crews and the U.S. title pre-show. You do realize that the U.S. title match was on the pre-show, and the Raw Tag Team Championship match that is built around poisoning was on the main show.
You know, the Raw Tag Team title match. The Raw Tag Team title match should have been on the pre-show, not the U.S. title match.
Yeah, in fact, the Universal Championship match should have been on the pre-show rather than the U.S. title.
Exactly, and I didn't even watch this match, like I said. Apollo Crews versus MVP. Now, Apollo Crews retains, as I predicted. Apollo Crews retains. He's MVP.
Well, we did a video on our own.
Yeah. Lashley and Benjamin Ben from ringside. Crews retains clean against MVP at SummerSlam last night. Now, I think at Payback or after shortly after SummerSlam, shortly whenever, doesn't matter. It's inevitable. I think Apollo Crews loses that U.S. title to Bobby Lashley. The match we should have got at SummerSlam, by the way.
Apollo Crews is U.S. champion or not the U.S. champion. He's gonna be right back to Titus.
Yeah,
Apollo Crews will be right back to Titus Catering following his U.S. title loss.
I heard Titus O'Neil misses Apollo Crews because because so badly he wants Apollo Crews to try his world famous potato hash with his world famous spicy fried chicken.
Absolutely, in fact, I wonder if Apollo Crews is again, and I would love to have him do a nice bowl of soda for us in catering.
Yes, mixed soda.
He's thinking some ice cold soda, so I could drink and celebrate whatever Monday Night Raw SmackDown gets record lows in the ratings.
Or I wonder if he makes mixed soda or ice cream soda. Vanilla ice cream soda, okay. Chocolate ice cream soda. Oh no. Sorry, that's too sugary, bro, for Mustafa Ali and catering on Raw, bro. Sorry, we can't do that.
I wonder. Listen, Dana Brooke, does Dana Brooke make some cheesecake in catering?
Well, she might make a great cheesesteak in catering, so. But, make sure those onions are nice and crispy, bro. Come on. And it's got to be onion strings, man. I like grilled onions, but come on. Onion strings, you can't turn that down. Yeah, SummerSlam 2020 review. We're talking about food. That's how much I care for Apollo Crews MVP. But Crews retains clean here. I think he's losing it to Lashley, no doubt. It's inevitable. And the match we should have got at SummerSlam, but yeah.
You might as well do Apollo Crews and Bobby Lashley and payback, and Bobby Lashley becomes the US champion. Apollo Crews is right back to catering.
Because it's coming. And
in fact, I didn't watch Apollo Crews versus MVP. To be honest.
Yeah.
That's not.
The one
that I didn't. I mean, did you realize there was a pre-show? Because I even forgot. There was a kickoff show. That's how much I care about the US title.
Adam, you're not the only one, bro.
If WWE doesn't care about the US title, then why should I?
And why should I? And why should anyone else care? But Apollo Crews, a project of Paul Heyman, and now Paul Heyman's out of Raw. So Vince McMahon hates Paul Heyman. I think Vince wants to bury Apollo Crews so badly because that's how much Vince McMahon hates Paul Heyman.
Paul Heyman has a better mind than Vince McMahon. Listen.
And Bruce.
Paul Heyman has more of a brain. Yeah. And our buddy Bruce.
Good old Bruce Pritchard, same man who drove TNA to the ground in 2017.
Yeah.
Anyways.
I'm still wondering who the fuck Sami Zayn is.
Well, Sami Zayn's out.
Who the fuck Sami Zayn is? Bruce.
Well, Sami Zayn is out right now because of the pandemic.
Bruce is a fucking clown.
Yeah. Well, Sami Zayn's kind of out right. Well, Sami Zayn is out right now because of the ice title, because of the coronavirus. He doesn't want to catch it, but that's why he's out right now. But anyways, Crews retains against MVP in the pre-show over the U.S. title. So that was your pre-show. The main show now. We start the show with the SmackDown Women's Championship on the line. Bayley versus Asuka. Now, decent little match, and I expected Bayley to retain here because Asuka's a Raw superstar. Why would she hold the SmackDown title? It would make no sense. So I'm glad Bayley retained here.
It doesn't make sense.
No, not at all. So I'm glad Bayley retained here, as she should have. And I kind of figured Bayley would retain here. Then the Raw Women's title match, Asuka would beat Sasha to win back the Raw Women's title. But Bayley retained here first early in the night.
Which she did.
Yeah, not a bad match. Their TakeOver Dallas match and TakeOver Brooklyn 2 match was much better than this, but still decent match nonetheless. And I like the fact at the end, I don't know if you saw this, Bayley did some kicks to the virtual fans, 3 of them after the match, which was pretty funny.
Yeah. That was cool.
Yeah. Her SmackDown Women's title reign might be...
I wish Bayley would kick Kevin Dunn.
Yeah. Her SmackDown Women's title reign might be bad.
I wish Bayley would kick Kevin Dunn. Right.
Yeah, I agree, bro. But her SmackDown Women's title reign might be bad, but I'm liking her heel work and her heel mannerisms. I'm loving it. In fact, I think she's a better heel than a babyface. Well, although she could do all 3, tweener, face, and heel.
I Bayley can do anything. I mean, she can do a better babyface, can do a better heel, can do a better referee. I'm going to rig it out instead of the commentator.
Exactly. Her and Sasha, not just Bayley.
Wait. Hold on. I would Bayley retire. She could be a better coach in a performance center.
Yeah, and I've
heard.
A
better manager as well. A better manager as well.
Yeah, and I've heard weeks ago Bayley was interviewed. She said once she retires, she wants to open up her own wrestling school to train people who want to be wrestlers. Man, talk about selflessness is Bayley, man. Gotta respect her for that. Yeah. How could you not like her?
Yeah, see, she's always nice. I mean, she's nice in backstage, and she's good to people and willing to put them over.
And a nice person in real life. She's not that. She's not that woman that's only in it for herself.
So I wonder how many dollars Alexis was gave her after Bayley lost in 5 minutes in 2017. I won because she wants to make out over and then this happened. I won.
Yeah. Yep, exactly. Now, the finish of this match, now Asuka does that hip attack to the middle ropes to an opponent. Sasha helps Bayley retain here. Now, it was meant for Bayley, this hip attack from Asuka. Bayley moved out of the way, though, and Sasha gets the hip attack instead from Asuka. Then Bayley rolls Asuka up for the 3 count inside package cradle, and Bayley retains the SmackDown Women's title. Again, decent match, and I expected Bayley to retain here, and that's what happened. So that was that.
And then after the match, Sasha and Bayley attacked Asuka after the match.
Yes. Yeah, post-match. They laid her out.
Yeah. As expected. I mean, the matches are always good. And Bayley's always good. Baby face, heel. She can make Ash play a good. She can play it good. But it is what it is.
Yeah, and again, I'm glad Asuka didn't win here against Bayley because Asuka's a Raw superstar. It make 0 sense to her to win a SmackDown title when she's on Raw, unless you're moving her to SmackDown with the draft in October. This makes no sense for Asuka to beat Bayley, and I'm glad that wasn't the case.
That wasn't the case. I'm glad. What?
Yeah.
As expected, Sasha took the bullets for Bayley. She interfered, and Asuka took her eye away from Bayley and focused on Sasha. And in the end of the match, she tried the hip attack on Bayley, but Bayley moved out of the way, and Sasha got the hip attack to her, and then Bayley rolls off with the victory.
Exactly.
So a nice ending there. And I foreshadowing what was going to happen with Bayley not helping Sasha Banks winning. Well, she tried, but it backfired.
Big time.
Which we'll talk about that later on.
Yes, backfired big time, and yes. And I think Bayley retaining was a smart move, and I think I know who she should drop it to post SummerSlam, but we're going to talk about that in a little bit as well. Next match, Raw Tag Team titles, man. Street Profits versus Andrade and Angel Garza with Zelina Vega. Now, what was this build off of? It starts with a P. Was it perfume? No. Was it pipes? No. Was it poison? Ding, 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 ding. You got it correct.
Poisoning.
This build was...
Poisoning, for God's sake. What? Poisoning.
It's beyond me, man. Poison build off of Raw Tag Team title feud. This is how much Vince McMahon thinks of the Raw Tag Team division and the Raw Tag Team titles.
The most important thing about the Raw Tag Team Championship match is a fucking poisoning. Which it wasn't. It was a fake poisoning.
Yeah, like poisoning, really? And past Monday on...
I don't believe it. How does this fight this fight? How does anybody fight this fight? If there is one, if there's 3...
I'm laughing because it's so embarrassing.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm laughing because this is so pathetic. It's ridiculous. And this past Monday on Raw, correct me if I'm wrong, wasn't Montez Ford poisoned weeks ago? Then Monday on Raw last week, he comes out dancing like nothing happened. Again, logic hole. Logic hole, Bruce.
Oh.
Guess what? That's
about the Raw Tag Team Championships. You might as well abolish the Tag Team Championships. You might as well.
They died when Braun Strowman and Nicholas won them at WrestleMania 34 against the Bar. Remember that?
Jesus Christ.
That was that was god awful.
A 10-year-old kid won a championship before half the roster are today on Raw and SmackDown. Pathetic. And in fact, why were the Raw Tag Team Championship on SummerSlam, and why wasn't the SmackDown Tag Team Championship match on SummerSlam? Legitimately, I want to ask this.
I guess Vince hates SmackDown that much, and even Cesaro, Nakamura, and Lucha House Party from SmackDown Friday, that was better than what we saw here with Montez Ford and Angel Dawkins versus Garza Andrade. Yeah. This match was disappointing here with the Street Profits and Garza and Andrade. This was so disappointing.
It disappointing. It was not a SummerSlam. It was not like a SummerSlam match that you would expect. In fact, it shouldn't have been on SummerSlam. In fact, the match should have been on the main show. It should have been on the kickoff show.
Yeah.
Or better yet, it shouldn't have been on SummerSlam's card, and the SmackDown Tag Team Championship match between Shinsuke Nakamura and Cesaro against the Lucha House Party should have been on SummerSlam's main card.
Exactly. And they would have blew Street Profits and Garza and Andrade out of the water. It would have.
Ridiculous.
Yeah.
Absolutely just ridiculous.
And I predicted Garza and Andrade winning the Raw Tag Team titles here. Street Profits retain. Why? Why have Garza and Andrade lose here? Street Profits beat them like what, twice now?
Why? Why? There's no tag teams. There is no tag teams on Monday Night Raw. The only team who should have won the tag team championships in Andrade and Angel Garza lost clean.
Clean, yeah. There's not even a screwy finisher or fuck finish with this match. Nothing. No.
And yet the Street Profits are still the tag team champions.
It wouldn't that surprise me. And 1 week, and this Sunday's also Payback 1 week after SummerSlam, guys. You do know that, right? I would not be surprised at Payback if we get Profits and Garza and Andrade again. Then they win the titles there against Street Profits. Spare me. I don't care.
But what is the point of them winning the titles? They lost clean. What is the point of having them in another title shot? They lost clean. The War Raiders are a novelty act on Monday Night Raw. They are injured. And you only have 3 tag teams minus the AOP because they're not on TV.
Yeah, because Razor's hurt. He's injured.
Yeah. And you got the only tag team in Angel Garza and Andrade still won the tag team championships, and they already lost.
And the War Raiders are on Raw, and the War Raiders are on Raw Underground too. So it's like it's only like it's like a 2-team division. That's not a division on Monday Night Raw. And like I said, Street Profits beat them twice, and a third time at Payback. I don't like. Who cares?
Who's next? Who's next? Bobby Lashley and Joe Benjamin? Who's next? Ricochet and Cedric? Who's next? You might as well get the Forgotten Sons on Monday Night Raw. You might as well get. I heard that the Forgotten Sons are going to return. Maybe you bring them to Monday Night Raw because Jackson Ryker is hated on SmackDown and the locker room hates him. So send them to Raw and have them as the Raw Tag Team Champions.
Yeah.
Legitimately.
Yeah. Yep.
And even at that point, if the Forgotten Sons says the Raw Tag Team Champions, who cares?
Forgotten Sons. The Forgotten Sons and the Forgotten Raw Tag Team titles, it goes hand in hand.
Yeah.
It literally goes right in hand.
The Raw Tag Team Champions. Who realizes there's a Tag Team Championships on Monday Night Raw? Legitimately.
Oh man!
This rules right there. Look at this. This is more worth than the Tag Team Championships. Look, that is more worth than the Tag Team Championships.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Even like right here. I'll show you. Oh no. Hold on. This is more valuable than the Raw Tag Team titles.
Let me see. Oh my god. Oh my god, man. Oh my god.
And even if Andrade and Garza win at Payback, it's like no one's gonna care. You already had them lose to Street Profits twice, so who's gonna care if they beat them 3rd time's a charm?
Who gives a fuck? You might as well abolish the Raw Tag Team Championships. Legitimately. You might as well just abolish the tag team titles.
They're not even.
Vince McMahon hates tag team wrestling.
Yeah.
Why Vince McMahon hates tag team wrestling? Why doesn't he just abolish the Raw SmackDown Tag Team Championships and just break up every single team on the main roster?
Especially the Raw Tag Team titles because they only have 2 fucking teams. That's not a division.
Yeah.
That's not a division
That is
at all.
That is not a division.
Just merge the divisions. Just merge the women's divisions and the tag team divisions.
Even at that point, even in that point, do you trust Vince McMahon to book the women's division and tag team divisions correctly? Because
No.
I don't.
I don't either. I don't either. But the Raw tag team division is absolutely worthless right now. 2 teams division, that's all you got. That's all they got. It's like, that's the best you got.
Jesus.
Yeah. Ridiculous. Ridiculous.
Let's stop talking about this. Let's stop talking about the Raw tag team titles. I mean, who cares? I will not even. You might as well put them around the talents. You might as well have Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross as the women's tag, as the Raw tag team champions for the men, rather than the Street Profits. And even at that point, who's going to give a fuck?
No one. Absolutely no one. Absolutely no one. Moving on here. Mandy Rose, Sonya Deville, no disqualification match, leaves WWE. This was supposed to be originally a hair versus hair match, but last week, there's an unfortunate incident when Sonya Deville was almost kidnapped in her own home. And I feel bad for Sonya.
Philip Thomas III is responsible for all this.
Yes. He tried to kidnap Sonya right in her own home. And I feel bad for Sonya. I'm happy she's okay. And Mandy Rose beats Sonya Deville. Sonya is forced to leave WWE. And no, Sonya is not going to All Elite Wrestling. She's not going to Raw. I hope not. But hopefully she stays on SmackDown. But she's definitely not going to AEW.
Yeah, she just re-signed a 5-year contract last January with Mandy. Do you think she's leaving? Come on.
You got to use your brain, man. She's not going to be with Cody and Tony Khan. She's not.
Yeah.
But it's all in this. It's all in the storyline. Plus, probably Sonya does stay on SmackDown because Sonya and Mandy. I don't think this is the only time they face each other. To be honest with you.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you why. Now, unfortunate incident with Sonya.
I'll have to go. Look. I'll have to go. I'll call you back. I'll have to go.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
I have to go.
All right. Okay. All right. So sorry, guys. Adam had to leave. But anyways, the show must go on. So Mandy Rose, Sonya Deville, the match. Now, I expected Mandy Rose to win this thing because Sonya Deville, with the unfortunate incident last week when she was almost kidnapped, I figured Sonya would lose this match so she could take some time off, as much time off as she needs and all. And I predicted Mandy Rose to win this thing, and she did. Now, the match was It was There was a table spot they were going to do, but didn't do it. Now, the match wasn't bad. It wasn't great. It was Could have been a bit better. Could have been better, actually, but Mandy Rose beat Sonya Deville. Now, Sonya's not actually leaving. She's not actually leaving. Now, I've pitched an idea lately and recently. Now, Mandy Rose, she beat Sonya Deville at SummerSlam. Now, I think Sonya still stays on SmackDown. Now, before I say the next thing, Bayley retained the SmackDown Women's title. I think it should be Mandy Rose and Bayley for the SmackDown Women's Championship post SummerSlam. And how about giving Mandy Rose a nice little run with the SmackDown Women's title? I think she deserves it. And Sonya and Mandy, from where they weren't tough enough in 2015, and then you look at them both now, they have improved a lot and they have gotten a lot better. And I think Mandy deserves a nice little run with the SmackDown Women's title. I think it would be good. It's a fresh new opportunity. It's new blood on SmackDown. Plus, Bayley and Adams told me, and I have to agree with him, Bayley hasn't really done much of anything with the SmackDown Women's title. She's fought. She hasn't done much. She hasn't done anything memorable with that SmackDown Women's title in her second reign. She's done great heel work, don't get me wrong, and I'm loving her heel work, don't get me wrong at all. But she's fought Lacey Evans a bunch of times, and just not memorable. And just, despite good heel work, I think, and she's held the SmackDown title for a long, long time, over a long, like, I don't know, of like 400 days, but she's held it for a long time. And yeah, but despite the good heel work, she hasn't really done a lot of anything with the SmackDown Women's title, to be honest. And I think Mandy Rose should beat Bayley for the SmackDown Women's title by the end of this year. And Mandy Rose is the SmackDown Women's champion by the end of 2020. Then Sonya Deville comes back at the Royal Rumble event in 2021. Then Sonya wins the Women's Rumble at Royal Rumble 2021. And then we get WrestleMania 37 for the SmackDown Women's Championship. Mandy Rose for Sonya Deville, where Sonya Deville wins the SmackDown. And Sonya Deville becomes a mega star. I think that would be perfect. That would be perfect storytelling. And Sonya Deville and Mandy Rose are real life best friends, and best friends make the best rivalries. So hopefully they go with that idea. I think that would be great. And I think that would be I think that's perfect storytelling. And let me know what you guys think on that. But those are my thoughts on all of that. Next match, street fight. Seth Rollins versus Dominic Mysterio. Now, hold on, folks. Got another call from Adam. Hold on, folks. Hold on.
I have to do something. So I can be back later.
Okay. Oh, all right.
I just heard what you said about Sonya Deville and Mandy Rose. Yeah, I just heard it.
All right. Now, I don't know if you're going to be back before the review's over, but if you do, hopefully you do. But wanted to get your thoughts real quick on Sonya and Mandy and all.
Sonya and Mandy, well, the match is decent for what it was, but it was a big disappointment at the same time. But especially with the storyline that they had, which was awesome, and the build-up that was pretty much great. Probably one of the best storylines of the year when you look back when the year is over. But it should be more intensity during that match, in the no DQ match between Mandy and Sonya. But it is what it is. Sonya is going to take some time off. And she's a possible Royal Rumble winner when she comes back at the beginning of January for the Women's Royal Rumble match.
Yep, and then Mandy wins this, and hopefully Mandy beats Bayley this year by the end of the year for the SmackDown Women's title. As good of the heel work as Bayley has done, she hasn't done much of anything with the SmackDown Women's title.
I just said it. I just said it to you before your video there, and before we had to watch SummerSlam. As much as I love Bayley as a heel, what has she done in both of her reigns? In two reigns, one as a babyface and one as a heel, as SmackDown Women's Champion. Nothing.
I mean,
not one match and not one feud you look back on Bayley SmackDown Women's Champion. And the best thing about her reign, both of her reigns, is when she turned heel.
Exactly.
When she turned heel, when she hit Becky Lynch's chair on an episode of Raw, and along with Sasha Banks again, and when she officially turned heel on the second episode of SmackDown on Fox, where she ripped the Bayley buddies and cut her hair off.
And then cut that really good heel promo. Said, screw all of you to the fans. That was great. But, oh no, it's like she beat Lacey Evans, Dana Brooke. It's nothing matches.
Wait, just hold on.
Okay.
Bayley cuts a better promo as a heel than she does a babyface. Anytime she has a promo, anytime she has a microphone in her hand as a babyface, I mute the channel.
I don't blame you.
Not her fault, of course. Not her fault. It's WWE scripting her. But every time her promos as a babyface on the mic is so bad that make my ears bleed. And it's not even her fault. I mean, when she has a microphone as a babyface, I call her Bay. Don't give this woman a microphone, leave. That's what I call her. That when she has a microphone in her hands.
Yeah. But it's like she beat Lacey Evans, Dana Brooke. Nothing matches. If the matches don't mean anything, how are we supposed to get invested and care? We can't.
Well, who is Lacey Evans to these people? Well, who cares? Who cares about Lacey Evans?
Yeah. She might have a good moonsault, but that's about it.
And the only thing meaningful about Lacey Evans is that she has a good moonsault.
Exactly.
She delivers a better moonsault than Charlotte does.
Exactly. But Mandy Rose, Sonya Deville, not bad, but could have been better. But maybe this isn't the last time maybe this isn't the only time they face each other. Maybe they do face each other at WrestleMania next year for the SmackDown Women's title. Maybe then, because they didn't go all out. Because they didn't go all out last night.
For the rivalry.
Yeah, because they didn't go all out last night, and I think they're probably saving it for WrestleMania. And Sonya's a star in the making. She's done such good work as of late. She has been killing it.
Yeah.
She's absolutely been killing it.
She's one of the brightest spots on SmackDown. She's one of the best things on SmackDown, alongside Mandy Rose, Sasha Banks, and Bayley.
And Mandy can actually wrestle, as blonde as she is. Yeah. And as blonde as Mandy is, she can wrestle.
Look. Yeah, she can wrestle. She can wrestle, absolutely, man. And she cuts a good promo.
Yeah.
She cuts a good promo.
Absolutely. So Mandy beats Sonya in an okay match. Seth Rollins, Dominic Mysterio, street fight. Dominic Mysterio pressed the hell out of me, just like Pat McAfee at TakeOver 30. Now, this match was pretty damn good with it for a street fight. Very, very, very good match. Dominic Mysterio is so smooth. I would not mind Rey Mysterio retiring and passing the torch to his son Dominic with the mask.
Well, according to Rey Mysterio, he wants to retire here, and he wants to go with his mask to his son.
Yeah. And Rey Mysterio, one of the greatest of all time, he's done it all. And his son continuing his legacy, man, I'd love it. I'd absolutely love it. And speaking of Rey, the Seth Rollins SummerSlam 2020 gear, I don't know if you caught this. Yeah. Remember Halloween?
Yeah, Halloween Havoc 1997?
Yes.
With Rey Mysterio and Eddie Guerrero?
Yeah, the purple attire. That was great.
One of the greatest wrestling matches of all time. One of the greatest wrestling matches of all time. Halloween Havoc, WCW 1997, Eddie Guerrero and Rey Mysterio.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Now, the match itself...
You wanted to talk about the gear that Seth Rollins wore? That was the gear that Rey Mysterio wore in his match against Eddie Guerrero at 1997 Halloween Havoc.
I mean, the Seth Rollins white gear from SummerSlam 2015 was great. I think this one's a close one.
Yeah, but I have to agree with you on that.
Now, the match was very, very good. Seth Rollins, we all, I know a lot of people don't like Seth Rollins, and a lot of people call him Seth Clownlands or Seth the Clown, but you can't deny Seth Rollins' good heel work. Yes, his interviews. He's good in the ring, good in the mic, but he needs to stay away from interviews, man. That's when he gets into a whole lot of hot water. But Seth Rollins, you can't deny his in-ring skills, his talent, and his heel work. I'm really liking his heel work lately, especially with the Rey Mysterio family, man.
He's doing his best work.
Absolutely.
He's doing his best work as a heel.
And not long ago on Raw, a few weeks ago, that beatdown on Dominic Mysterio with the kendo stick shots from Buddy Murphy and Seth Rollins, man, brutal stuff. Loved it.
Absolutely brutal, man. Absolutely.
Oh, kendo stick marks, red marks on his back and his body, man. Dominic sold the crap out of that.
Mad respect for Dominic. They was taking all these bumps. And it made the storyline good. This made the storyline good that we were looking forward to the match with Seth Rollins and Dominic.
Exactly. And the sky's the limit for Dominic Mysterio. He has so much potential. He really, really performed well last night. And, Rollins beat him, but Dominic's not buried. He looked damn good in defeat. And I love the finish of this match, man.
Yeah, with Rey Mysterio getting handcuffed and his wife coming only for Seth Rollins to deliver the curb stop on Dominic in front of his daddy.
Yeah. Beautiful. And I honestly thought Rey's wife was going to join Seth Rollins' Messiah group with Rollins and Murphy. Imagine that.
Really? You'll never see it coming is what they said.
If they would have done that, man, Rollins would have gotten even more nuclear, big, legit heel heat.
Against the Mysterios.
And then Rollins, towards the end of this great match, Rollins hits a crib stomp on Dominic right in front of his dad, and Rollins gets the 1, 2, 3, man. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. And I don't think it's the last time we see these guys feud against each other.
This is not the last time. Maybe we could get a tag team match. We could get a tag team match with Ray and Dominic against Seth Rollins and Buddy Murphy.
Maybe at Payback.
Dominic and Ray get the victory over Rollins and Murphy.
Yep. And maybe we get Dominic versus Ray at WrestleMania next year. And maybe that's where Ray retires and passes the torch to his son Dominic and hands the mask over. But really, though, honestly, do you could picture him wearing a mask? Because we've seen Dominic's face already. Do you think it's necessary to even have him have the mask?
Maybe not. It is what it is, bro.
They got to do this where it makes sense. They can't just rush it.
Yeah, they have to make sense of it. They
Exactly.
have to make sense of it.
Exactly. But this was a really good match and really good street fight nonetheless between Seth Rollins and Dominic Mysterio. Both guys look really good, and Dominic Mysterio in his debut, he lost, but it's really not a loss. There's losers and losers who look good in a loss. Losers are Dolph Ziggler, Ricochet, Mustafa Ali, and Cedric Alexander. Those are losers. Dominic Mysterio is not a loser.
And it's not even their fault.
No, not at all.
Their fault. Or if it's one of it is his fault. And it's the idiot himself, known as Dolph Ziggler.
Because he only wants the money, and for his comedy stuff. And he's not that bad, but he's dead in the water, beyond dead in the water.
Honestly, I hate to say that about Dolph Ziggler. I love him. He has a great look. He's a great wrestler. He can talk on the microphone, but he's a clown. One of the biggest clowns of the company is Dolph Ziggler. That's why I call him the idiot known as Dolph Ziggler. Just go and watch what happened on Monday Night Raw with Raw Underground.
Exactly. That's how much Raw views Dolph Ziggler, man. But anyways, moving on. Yeah. Then they have a vignette. Keith Lee coming to Monday Night Raw. Not good, man. Not good. I wanted Keith Lee to stay in NXT, but if he's getting called up, he needs to be on SmackDown, not Monday Night Raw. And would have made a lot more sense. Actually, would have made sense, period, for him to be on SmackDown because Roman Reigns is there after Keith Lee versus Roman Reigns from the 2019 Survivor Series last year in Chicago, which was awesome. But he's on Raw, which makes zero sense. He should be on SmackDown. Do you see him have any chance at all on Monday Night Raw? He'll have zero chance over there.
No.
Do you trust Raw with Keith Lee? Because I certainly don't.
It's coming. It is coming. In fact, I just recently tweeted to Justin on his own without the group chat. I just tweeted with Justin on his own that I told him, get ready, my friend. Keith Lee's debuting tomorrow night on Raw and will be buried soon. Yep. He reacted with cry emoji. And he reacted when I cried because he knows, just like us, he knows exactly what's going to happen. He knows exactly what's going to happen.
We all see it coming from a mile away. I give this less than a month until Keith Lee's dead on Raw. Guarantee it. Guarantee it.
Yeah. Watch. It's coming.
Why is he not on SmackDown? Because SmackDown needs him more. More like Raw, they have more than enough. Why do they even need Keith Lee? Bianca Belair, they're not even using. Raw can't even use Shayna Baszler right. Why does Raw need Keith Lee? SmackDown needs Keith Lee more, not Raw.
I have one reason why.
Look at who SmackDown has on their roster. Look.
Vince McMahon. Roman Reigns is the only one with legit star power. Roman Reigns. And not even him. He's all by himself with any star power. And he himself, all alone, will not save the show.
Yeah. Roman could make it better, though. Roman could possibly make it better. And honestly, Roman Reigns, I'm happy to see him back, but we'll see what happens. But Keith Lee, man.
Yeah, but even Roman alone, you can't build a show around one guy.
No.
One guy is not enough to build a show around. Or two guys with Roman Reigns and AJ Styles, or Jeff Hardy, or Daniel Bryan. You can't build one show around one god, while everyone else are being pushed to the side.
Yeah. Well, Riddle. I wouldn't put the title on Riddle just yet, but anyways,
I got Riddle as well. I mean, but this goes to show you. Before we go, this goes to show you that Vince McMahon will always view SmackDown as the B show, while Raw as the A show in his eyes.
Yeah.
This goes to show you.
Yeah. Keith Lee should really be on SmackDown and not Monday Night Raw. He's not going to do anything on Raw.
Yeah, he'll be right back. He'll be in catering in less than a month.
Yeah, he stands a much better chance on SmackDown than he does on Raw.
And we will be wondering, what is the point? We'll be wondering, what's the point of calling him up?
Exactly. You know, like I said, would have been much more sense for him on SmackDown, but Vince hates SmackDown.
Honestly, if he hates SmackDown, why doesn't he? Why can't he get his hands open? Why can't he get his hands open? And even if he does, Bruce Pritchard is booking the show. Bruce Pritchard is booking SmackDown. He will make it much worse in his image, just like Vince McMahon would have.
Yeah. You know, it all comes down to one man, and that's Vince McMahon. But anyways, like, but yeah, Keith Lee not on SmackDown, on Raw, not good. Not good.
Yeah, absolutely awful. But then look, but then Vince McMahon wants to know why the ratings are down. He wants to know why SmackDown, he wants to know why Monday Night Raw are at the worst state they've ever been in their history. And why the ratings are where they are.
Yeah. Just look at the SmackDown roster right now. Look who they have. Who is there that you care about on that show? No one outside of Jeff Hardy, Roman Reigns, Sheamus, Bryan, Styles, Riddle, Sonya, Mandy, Sasha, Bayley, and Naomi.
Naomi is a loser. It's not her fault as well. I don't care about her. I hate to say that because I love her. But look at her. She's a loser on SmackDown. She's a loser.
Yep. There's like
the woman goes from SmackDown Women's Champion after WrestleMania 33.
Yes.
To being a jobber on the same plan that she was its champion.
Yeah.
How pathetic is that?
There's only a few good people on SmackDown people actually give a shit about.
How sad is that? How sad is it that Naomi and most of the people on the main roster on Raw and SmackDown are better in WWE 2K20, on mobile video game or not, than they are on Raw and SmackDown? How sad is that? How sad is that?
It's really, really unfortunate. But anyways, it's like, you know, and I'm glad they're doing a draft in October. I'm hoping they do a better draft this year than last year, but I have no faith because last year's draft was terrible, and the last year's draft shafted SmackDown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Move on.
Yes.
We can move on right now to the next match.
Yes, absolutely. So, in this 3 matches left to go over. Raw Women's title match. Asuka and Sasha Banks. Really, really good stuff here. One spot in the match. On the outside, sunset flip power.
I will be legitimately shocked if Asuka doesn't get a concussion.
Yeah, because there was a sunset flip power bomb on the outside from Sasha onto Asuka, and Asuka looked completely out after that. Even Bayley was in shock. That was nasty.
My God, that was nasty. I will be shocked if Asuka does not have a concussion after that. Legitimately.
If Asuka isn't, man, she's a beast. But this match was really, really good stuff.
I'll be shocked. She doesn't get a concussion. I'll be shocked.
But this match was very, very good, man. Some back and forth stuff.
As always.
Yeah.
As always.
This is nothing new with Sasha and Bayley. I mean, Sasha and Asuka here. They always have good matches, but Asuka wins back the Raw Women's title.
Bayley, Sasha, and Asuka, who cares? It's always great to see them wrestle against each other.
Yes. Oh, absolutely. Now, earlier in the night, Sasha helped Bayley retain the SmackDown Women's title. Then they tried again, vice versa.
And Bayley tried to do that, but Asuka hit her, and she got knocked out, and then locked the Asuka lock on Sasha and won the match.
So it backfired on them big time. And Asuka has the Asuka lock on Sasha, and Sasha fights it, but eventually taps out and Asuka is your new Raw Women's Champion yet again. Good match.
Yeah.
Sasha again holds the title for less than 30 days.
Better than we got at Extreme Rules. In fact, much better than what we got at Extreme Rules. And when they faced up again on Monday Night Raw, and on the Raw where Kairi Sane was taken off television.
Yep, 8 days later after Extreme Rules, the horror show. And on that Raw, Asuka was more concerned about Kairi Sane than the Raw Women's title match.
Pathetic. In fact, Bayley was actually the Raw Women's Champion and won Sasha the Women's Championship. It was Bayley who won the Raw Women's Championship without being in the match. Though Sasha was the champion, it felt like it's Bayley more who won the women's title for Sasha without Bayley being in the fucking match.
And Sasha won the belt a month ago, 8 days after Extreme Rules by a countout. Which, yeah.
And what happens in a first defense? Lose it.
Less than 30 days, but hey, her fourth title reign was 8 days. Hey, at least it ain't 8-day title reign, but still, still holds the title less than 30 days.
They mentioned it on commentary that Sasha Banks has never successfully defended the Raw Women's Championship once. Never successfully defended her title in her first defense. They even mentioned it.
Nope. But Asuka wins back the Raw Women's title here. I could see Asuka and Shayna retain.
Look at this. Before we mention Asuka and Shayna, look at this. Bayley had one reign as Raw Women's Champion and has one clean war in defenses as Raw Women's Champion than Sasha Banks. How sad is that?
Incredibly sad.
It was only once. It was only once. And that was at WrestleMania 33 where Bayley retained against Nia Jax, Sasha Banks, and Charlotte at WrestleMania, with Bayley winning with hitting her Macho Man elbow drop on Charlotte and went clean at WrestleMania in her first WrestleMania match.
Yeah.
More than Sasha Banks did in her first defense as Raw Women's Champion 5 times. How sad is that?
It's pathetic, man. It's absolutely pathetic. But Asuka wins back the Raw Women's title.
And Bayley was ruined. And then Bayley, about 2 months later, Alexa Bliss happened, and I was ruined. I was never given another opportunity as Raw Women's Champion. In fact, I'm glad she didn't get another opportunity because she would have ended up just as Sasha was.
Exactly. And then like I said, yep, exactly. But Asuka wins back the Raw Women's title here. I think it's going to be Asuka and Shayna Baszler over the Raw Women's title post SummerSlam, to be honest. I think that's where they go.
Bayley and Sasha Banks, and now Sasha Banks and Bayley can finally feud. Finally.
Yes, this is the start of their disintegration. And I think they lose the women's tag team titles at Payback, by the way.
Yeah.
They're not going to retain at Payback, I'll tell you that.
Yeah. They're going to lose it to Liv Morgan and Ruby Riott.
Hopefully they do.
As much as I want Liv Morgan and Ruby Riott to be the one to take the women's tag team titles over Sasha Banks, most likely it's going to be Asuka and Shayna Baszler at Payback.
Yep, as it should. Asuka and Shayna for the teaming for the women's tag titles make 0 sense.
0 cents. 0 cents.
Yeah, but anyways, Asuka wins back the Raw Women's Championship at SummerSlam 2020, and a good match with Sasha Banks.
A good match,
and has 0 defenses for the Raw Women's title. Next match.
Hopefully, before that, hopefully Sasha Banks wins the SmackDown Women's Championship for Bayley, and then we finally could get Sasha Banks retained in her first defense as SmackDown Women's Champion.
Yeah.
But even at that point, do you trust them to book her correctly as SmackDown Women's Champion? Do you? Because I don't.
We'll see what happens, man. We'll see what happens. But although either Mandy and Sonya or Sasha, but either for the SmackDown Women's title, I'm thinking Mandy and Sonya or Sasha and Bayley for the SmackDown Women's title next year at WrestleMania. Either one would be good. But anyways, moving on.
Let's see.
Moving on here. WWE Championship match. Drew McIntyre defends against Randy Orton. Now, my pick was Drew McIntyre to win this thing and retain. My pick was Randy Orton. Yes. Now, Orton has been doing great stuff this year in 2020 with the heel gimmick and the Legend Killer gimmick. He's punted Edge in the head, Christian in the head, Big Show in the head, Ric Flair in the head, Shawn Michaels in the head.
Did you mention the Big Show?
Yes, the Big Show. Yep.
Yeah, you know.
The Big Slow.
The choke slam, yeah. You know.
But Orton has done some really, really good heel work this year, man. And heel Orton is the best Orton, to be honest with you. And people expected Orton to win. I'm really, really shocked at you. And I'm not BSing you. I'm genuinely saying this. I am shocked that Drew McIntyre retained here.
But Drew McIntyre won and retained the WWE Championship. Yeah.
This is a big win for him. Now,
this is a big win. Yeah, absolutely.
Now, the match started slow. It was a bit boring, but it's Randy Orton. He's the Viper. He's like that snake that's slow and cold, but then when you bother it enough, yeah, it's like you bother that snake enough, then it'll go coiled up and ready to strike and all jumpy at you. That's what Randy Orton is, and that's what he truly is in the ring. You know? But it started off slow and boring in the beginning, but then it picked up. It wasn't a bad match at all. It wasn't great, but it wasn't bad at all. And McIntyre wins with a backslide.
Yeah, a backslide, yeah. He wins.
Yeah.
And he won clean.
Yeah.
He won clean. Drew McIntyre did.
Now, do you think they do this match again at Payback? Because they could possibly do that.
Do I think? I don't think so. Randy Orton just lost clean. What is the purpose of having him challenge for the WWE Championship again? He just lost clean.
And if he beat...
they could have done a fuck finish.
Yeah.
They could have done a fuck finish tonight. They could have done it.
Exactly. Now, if he beat Orton clean at SummerSlam, which he did, who else is there to challenge Drew McIntyre, heel-wise, on the Raw side?
Zero. They ruined every single heel.
I mean, Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins been there, done that. You can't do that again.
Yeah. Yeah, you did. They did Rollins. They did Lashley. They did the idiot himself, Dolph Ziggler. Who is that? Who else is there? They did Randy Orton as well. Who else is there?
Brock Lesnar.
Let's look at Randy Reagan. Dear God, no. No. Anybody but Brock.
There's rumors of them coming back. I hope that isn't the case, but they could do that. I hope not, but I would not be surprised if they did that.
Please, no. Anybody but Brock. Anybody but Brock.
You know, I wasn't pissed at all with Roman returning last night. Brock returning, I would be pissed. Not Roman. Not with Roman. Definitely with Brock.
Yeah.
And you give what do you do? Give the title back to Brock and you go right back to square one?
Oh my God, no. No. I'd rather sleep in the graveyard while being locked up in a casket than have Brock Lesnar get us WWE champion.
And I think we accidentally gave WWE an idea for Drew McIntyre. WWE, please don't listen to this, man. Don't take this idea from us. Don't do Lesnar and McIntyre again with Lesnar winning the belt back. Please don't do that, WWE and Raw. Please don't.
Anybody but Brock. It used to be anybody but Roman. And now it's anybody but Strowman, and now it's anybody but Brock. Please.
Giving that belt to Lesnar goes right back to square one, and it buries McIntyre. And not only that, but most importantly, all the momentum with McIntyre and Mania this past April, wasted for who? Brock again?
Dude, this is all for desperation. It's all for desperation by Vince McMahon to boost Monday Night Raw's rating.
And Raw's ratings, and you do realize, especially the Raw ratings, they're still below a 1.5 million viewer rating. You do realize that still, right?
Good. Yeah, good.
And what's he going to do to boost? What's he going to do to boost Raw ratings now? Bring back Brock Lesnar, put the belt back on him? Yeah, that'll help the Raw ratings a lot, Vince.
Yeah, good. Yeah, if I could book Monday Night Raw without having a fucking eye. I could lose an eye, but I can book you a better show.
The quote eye for an eye match from the horror show Extreme Rules.
Yeah. You could suffer me. You could put me through pain worse than Rey Mysterio was at Extreme Rules. And you can make me have one eye, well, I don't have another one, and I can book you, and I can still book you a better show.
Exactly. Exactly. Nothing but the facts, bro. Nothing but the facts. Now, main event time, and the WWE Championship match should have main evented over this because this match was fucking garbage.
Trash.
Braun Strowman defends the Universal title against Bray Wyatt, The Fiend, in a Falls Count Anywhere match.
Who is Braun Strowman? Who? He's Gene Snitsky Jr.
And all he's good at is running fast.
Yeah. Boring Braun Strowman is.
Gene Snitsky 2.0. Yep. This match was terrible, man. Power slams, 2 power slams, kick out, finisher fest, train wreck of a abomination, just shit fest of a match. This match was awful.
Yeah. Trash.
Then,
absolutely trash.
Then Braun Strowman has some like shredder, or not shredder, it was like a knife thing. Takes off the matte canvas, shows nothing but the wood stuff. Sure, Kevin Dunn loved seeing that. Oh, look, there's some.
Oh, good showing. Did I just see some in the ring?
Where did Braun Strowman? Oh, where did that wood come from, man? Is there a Home Depot near the Thunderdome, man?
Yeah, that's what Kevin Dunn said. That's what Kevin Dunn said. I
guarantee it.
It's Kevin Dunn. I was like, is Kevin Dunn the leader of Retribution? Is Kevin Dunn the leader of Retribution?
Wouldn't surprise me, man. Wouldn't surprise me, but my God.
Honestly, because last Monday Night Raw, Retribution went to the production truck. Where was Kevin Dunn? Did he magically disappear?
I don't know. Maybe he's the magical beaver, but I don't know. Anyways.
Did he dress up? As a member of Retribution so he does not get attacked?
Maybe, but I don't care for Retribution anyways. Another failure, by the way, is Retribution, guys. Sorry to break it to you. Anyways, The Fiend and Braun Strowman, man. Now, the match was trash again. Braun exposes the canvas, which then Wood showed. Then The Fiend tries a Uranagi, sloppy Uranagi. Strowman just sold that horribly. Uranagi on the wood thing. Then the Sister Abigail, another Sister Abigail. 1, 2, 3. And Bray Wyatt, The Fiend, wins back the Universal title. No, Braun Strowman, no longer Universal Champion.
Yes.
Thank God.
Yes.
Thank God. That did nothing for.
Look at this. Look at that. I even called you during the match. I even gave you a phone call and on Messenger.
Yes.
When the match happened. I will celebrate it.
Oh, man.
As soon as that happened, we will celebrate.
And it was great. You know, Braun Strowman as Universal Champion did nothing for SmackDown, did nothing for the Universal Championship. In fact, it brought them way here. That's how bad Braun Strowman is.
Yeah. 4 months too long is what Braun Strowman was as Universal Champion.
This should have been.
I was lucky he was champion.
Yeah.
It should have been a day. It should have been 1 day. He won it on night 1 against Goldberg at WrestleMania. He should have lost it then at night 2 to The Fiend when he defeated John Cena at a Funhouse match.
And I heard reports Jeff Hardy was considered there. He would have been much better than Braun Strowman. But now he's the Intercontinental Champion, which I don't mind, but he would have been a much better Universal Champion than Braun Strowman. He did nothing with it. And it did nothing for SmackDown and their ratings. In fact, it made them worse. Made them that much worse.
I'd rather take Alexa Bliss as the Universal Champion for Braun Strowman, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
You could put Alexa Bliss with Bray Wyatt as Sister Abigail, and you could give her the Universal Championship, and she'll be much more better as Universal Champion over boring clown.
Braun got lucky big time. And you look at, when I look at Braun, he's not title material. He's not a guy to carry SmackDown as your Universal Champion. The guy is not championship material. He's never going to be. He's not ready, and he's never going to be ready. The guy is nothing the guy's nothing but a one-trick pony, man. Not one-trick pony that goes absolutely nowheres in the WWE.
He's a waste. Now there's no reason for him to get another opportunity.
And
if he comes out, look, if Braun Strowman comes out on SmackDown, I'm gonna change the channel. As soon as he's on TV, I'll pick up I'm gonna leave my phone because I don't have Fox Sports or USA Network or TNT on my television, but I do watch that on my phone. If it comes out, I'm gonna leave my phone until he's gone. That's what I would do.
Yeah, but he's no longer Universal Champion as Braun Strowman. Thank God.
The less of Braun Strowman, the better.
Yes.
He should be on the unemployment line. He should be on with Nia Jax and Jinder Mahal.
Yes. Now the Universal title's off of Braun Strowman. Good. Now get him off SmackDown, and I'll be much more happy. And we'll all be much more happy. But
Exactly. Get him off WWE. If I was in charge of WWE, and you gave me the power on which superstar I would fire, Braun Strowman, Nia Jax, Lacey Evans, Dana Brooke, the Iconics, and Paul, gone. Out of the door and out of the company.
Yeah.
And Tamina Snuka as well. Out of the company. And Lana.
Yes. Yep. Absolutely. But Braun Strowman's no longer Universal Champion. But Braun Strowman's no longer.
That's how terrible they are on television.
Yes. But Braun Strowman's no longer Universal Champion. Thank fucking God. Thank God. Now, the Fiend wins back the Universal title. After this match, Roman Reigns blindside spears the Fiend, beats the crap out of the Fiend. Then Roman rolls out of the ring. He spears Strowman outside of the ring. Then there was one line Roman is yelling at Strowman, "You ain't a monster. I made you. You ain't a monster at all unless I'm here."
That was the best thing of the entire match. Legitimately. The best thing of the entire Post Guy Anywhere match was Roman Reigns coming back and saying those lines to Strowman.
Yeah, Roman Reigns made him. Roman Reigns made Braun Strowman, and not only that, but Roman Reigns, he made him, and he owns Strowman. And then Roman gets back in the ring. He beats the crap out of the Fiend some more. And then before that, he hits Strowman multiple times with the chair. And then he gets in the ring. He beats the crap out of the Fiend even some more. Then, without the ooh-ah thing, Roman hits the spear on the Fiend. And then Roman holds the Universal title, and that is SummerSlam. Now, do you think Roman is a heel? Because he kind of acted heelish. And no vest, no The Truth Reigns Roman theme music. And he showed kind of heelish tactics. And I like the new t-shirt, by the way, Wreck Everyone and Leave. But do you think Roman Reigns is a heel, Adam? Your thoughts?
My thoughts?
Yes.
So I think maybe if Roman is the heel, I could get behind that. I mean, it doesn't matter who's heel or babyface. I mean, pretty much everybody is heel or babyface because Vince McMahon is controlling everything now that there's Corona going on.
Yeah, especially when you can't have fans right now. But but anyways, Roman did kind of act heelish, but Roman Reigns, he looks great. And I'm happy to see him back, man. And what are your thoughts on Roman Reigns being back? He also, besides a possible heel turn.
I never saw it coming. I mean, the guy's he's the smartest one in the entire company because he did not want to go to WrestleMania at Vince McMahon's request.
Yeah.
I mean, he beat leukemia, and he shoved it to Vince's face by telling him he's not going to go to WrestleMania and risk his health.
Exactly.
You might as well cheer the fucking guy when that come back.
Exactly.
You might as well cheer him.
Exactly. And in fact, I used to hate Roman Reigns years ago. I don't hate him anymore right now. Yeah, and in fact,
this is not what Roman Reigns was getting booed out of the building about 10 times a show.
Like what? 4 or 5 years ago, like 4 or 5 years ago, he was forced right down our throats. Ever since he's been back to leukemia, forced down our throats, not so much.
Not so much.
Even
it almost happened. Well, it almost happened at WrestleMania 36, but it prevented that from happening.
Exactly.
Yeah, because even if there was no fans, people have complained on Twitter with him and his match with Bill Goldberg if that happened at WrestleMania, which thank God it did.
Yeah. Now Roman and Roman put his health first, and I gotta respect Roman Reigns for that, man. I really, really do. And you know what? I don't hate Roman anymore right now. And honestly, let me know what you think about this. Roman Reigns back. I think it's a good thing for SmackDown, man, because before he came back, Braun and Bray are just not the answer, especially for Universal Championship matches. You know, SmackDown needs better Universal title matches. Braun and Bray are not, though. They're not it. Look at the match we got with Braun and Bray at SummerSlam. It was garbage.
Yeah. Trash.
What are your thoughts on that, Adam?
The post-night anywhere match?
No, Roman Reigns being back on SmackDown.
I said it. I said I'm glad he's back. This makes the show a little bit interesting. But even at that point, you're building a show around one guy in Roman Reigns, which is recent with only legit star power, alongside AJ Styles and Daniel Bryan.
We could get.
So you can't have that.
We could get.
Nobody cares about the show.
We could get. No, we could get better Universal title matches with Roman Reigns and AJ Styles, or maybe they move Buddy Murphy to SmackDown in the draft, and we get Murphy and Roman for the title, or maybe Reigns and Reigns for the title, or Reigns and Riddle, Reigns and Sheamus. You could, if this is what we're gonna get, especially with Roman and AJ, or Roman and Bryan, Roman versus Keith Lee's on Raw, they could move him back. Move over to SmackDown in October. Maybe Keith Lee wins the Rumble next year. Lee gets transferred to SmackDown, like similar to Benoit in 04, But anyways,
maybe.
But I think if Roman's,
it should be interesting. SmackDown should be interesting on Friday. Now that Roman Reigns is back.
Yeah, I think it's a good thing for us and for SmackDown because The Fiend is dead, Braun is awful, and SmackDown needed star power bad.
Yeah, and Roman Reigns was the guy. Roman Reigns is the guy. I mean, you might as well. The Fiend is dead. Bray Wyatt, look, I love Wyndham Rotunda, and he's a creative genius. But look at his work. It's killed.
Yeah.
You might as well have him already lose to Roman Reigns, then I would not even complain. I would not even complain.
And you met.
I would not complain if Roman Reigns beats the Fiend to become Universal Champion.
And you mentioned.
That's how I take.
And you mentioned, you can't build one show around one guy. Roman is not that guy from 4 or 5 years ago. But, if we're going to get, like you said, you can't build a show around one guy. But if we're going to get Universal title matches with Roman and AJ and Roman and who else on there? Gulak, Hardy, etc. It's much better than The Fiend and Braun Strowman after what we saw last night. Yeah. And AJ and Roman had very underrated matches from 2016, if you remember.
AJ Styles versus Roman Reigns.
I would.
Payback and Extreme Rules, and back in 2016 between AJ Styles versus Roman Reigns and Payback and then Extreme Rules 2016. They were awesome.
Yeah, and that
they looked good in the end.
He didn't bury Styles at all, and that was AJ's first year in the company, by the way, guys. In 2016.
And he was just 4 months. He just arrived 4 months earlier at the Rumble. And he was already the WWE title match. And he ended the year as WWE champion.
Yeah.
And he ended the year as champion.
And we all thought when AJ came to WWE in 2016, he'd be a mid-carder. Nope, complete opposite. Look where he is now.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
But I think Roman back not only is good for SmackDown, but good for the Universal title because we need better Universal title matches because I don't know how long has it been since we've had a good world title match for SmackDown? How long now? I can't remember the last time.
0. That's what I think. 0.
Yeah. So just get it on Roman.
Wait. If there was, it was The Fiend versus Daniel Bryan at the Royal Rumble this past January.
Yeah.
That's what I
And I honestly like the Eater of Worlds Bray Wyatt better than The Fiend. The Fiend is just very limited with his moves, and it's not a good thing for like a world title thing on SmackDown. It's just it doesn't resonate a main event feel, which it doesn't make the title or SmackDown feel important, doesn't make the main event scene feel important, especially with, and this is nothing against Bray Wyatt, and I like the Firefly Funhouse stuff, but for a world title scene involved with that at the same time together, it doesn't mix well together, to be honest with you.
Give me up. It doesn't make any sense whatsoever.
Even the Fiend,
it's going to be the Universal Champ.
Even the Fiend and Braun last night, it didn't feel like a big time main event feel match. It felt like upper mid card trash. At least with Roman Reigns, he's improved. Yeah. In fact, at least with Roman Reigns, he's improved a little bit in the ring. And if we're going to get Roman and AJ, I'm all for it.
This should be interesting. We haven't seen it in a long time. I haven't seen it in 4 years. This could be something interesting when it happens one day.
Yeah. Or if Keith Lee, he's on Raw right now, right? Maybe he gets moved to SmackDown anyways with the draft in October. Maybe we could still get Roman Reigns and Keith Lee. Or what about this? You know, Survivor Series is coming up this November, Brand Warfare. What if we get Raw's WWE Champion Keith Lee versus SmackDown's Universal Champion Roman Reigns in a champion versus champion, brand versus brand match?
It could be awesome. But I don't think Drew McIntyre is losing the WWE Championship this soon. I think.
Oh, that's your opinion on that?
Yeah, that's my opinion. Drew McIntyre isn't losing the WWE Championship very soon. He's going to hold it. He's going to hold it until WrestleMania 37, where he loses it to Adam Cole, if he gets called up, or Aleister Black with Keith Lee.
Yeah, I think that could be good too. But anyways, that's your SummerSlam 2020 review. Happy Braun Strowman's no longer Universal Champion. Did nothing for SmackDown. Did nothing for the Universal title.
I had an overall decent show for SummerSlam.
Oh yeah, yep. SummerSlam. You know, we all expected a bad show tonight. I mean, last night. Sorry, my bad. We expected a bad show last night after the poor build, but it was a decent show last night, to be honest. And some good wrestling, some good matches, some bad matches, but all in all, decent show last night. And that is that for the SummerSlam 2020 review. Yes. So before you go, thank you guys so much. Yes. Before you go, Adam.
For the second biggest Monday Night Raw of the year, which is behind the Raw after Mania.
Yes. So now, thank you guys so much for joining us here on the Furious Nation channel for the SummerSlam 2020 review. Subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, hit the bell for all notifications. Follow me on Twitter at FuryNick579. Follow Adam on Twitter. Add me as a friend on Facebook if you like. Add Adam as a friend on Facebook if you like. Follow me on Instagram at NicholasFury2014. This is your SummerSlam 2020 review and results. And we'll see you all later on for the Raw after SummerSlam 2020. And then NXT after TakeOver 30. And then the SmackDown after SummerSlam 2020, which should be pretty interesting. And I'm looking forward to it, especially with Roman Reigns back. And that is that for the SummerSlam 2020 review and results video right here on the Furious Nation YouTube channel, right here on YouTube.com. And we will see you all later on tonight for Monday Night Raw after SummerSlam 2020 at the Thunderdome. We'll talk to you guys later. And thank you guys so much for joining us.
See you soon.